Recording is started, right? Different behavior it is. Yeah, recording is started. Now I'm coming to your topics and let me know if you have any doubts. It's whatever we have gone through. Those topics, we will first discuss those topics. You can see here. Let me open this part. And you see here, automation big days training is there. In that, we have gone through these things. Day 1 is this one. And day 2 is this one. So couple of examples we have seen, but let me cover up that up to where we have covered up. So on Friday, what topics we have seen? Anyone remember?
Data types.
Okay. So primitive data types we have completed, right? These operations we have completed or not? I think these are already completed or not completed. I see not completed because basics I have covered. Advanced scale. These things already covered now. Yeah. Arithmetic operations, operators we have covered, right? So last Friday up to what page we have covered? Anyone remember? Like we were discussing about operators. So
yes, operators were covered.
All the operators?
Yes.
Unary?
Yep.
Relational?
Yes.
Logical also?
Yes.
And this program questions? How to resolve? How to solve this question? Did I cover this?
No, this one.
No. So basically this is a lab exercise for your practice, means since you have gone through basic Java topics. So the syllabus wants to make you familiar that you are able to do up to this much or not. So you see the problem here. It says that Priya is a girl, suppose that, and she wants to generate some invoice. Okay. So in item like the stores, some of the items are there, price are there, and how many units anyone is buying. So based on that, what you have to do, you have to generate the invoice. But the invoice has some conditions, like see, it is saying that she needs to give the 15% discounts on the items as there is a sale. So overall you have to give 15% discount, then you have to charge 2% service tax on the bill. Means whatever the bill will come, first you give 15% discount, then you charge 2% on the bill, and you calculate the final amount, that what is the final amount. So you have to design one class which will be having item, which will be having like price, which will be having quantity. Or you can design it with simple Java programming as well. If you want to go with object oriented, that is also okay. If you want to go with the simple Java programming, that is also okay. So I will show you. I already have this example, so I will show you that part. Can you see here? It is saying that which of the data type you will opt for items. So question is like that, items, item A, item B, item C. So I have taken a string type. So what is a string type? As you know, that basically it's an object, it's not the primitive data type. There are only 8 primitive data type, and you just mouse over here on the string, you can see it's coming from java.lang package, and the class name is a string. So if you go inside a string, it's control and just click here, you will see some information about a string class. So you see here left side, it is showing here that which packet it is present in java.lang package. And for linking, you must on this one, link with editor. So that's why when you will click on something, this left side will show you where exactly you are here. And this is basically a class in Java. You can see class string, and it has some of the methods which you will be knowing in the future, but since it is coming to the picture, so I just introducing this part. So I added the outline view, and in the outline view you can just turn it on. You can see a green one, I turn it on. So why green on? I turn it on because that is the only thing which is relevant for you. Whatever the things non-green, it means that is not visible to the outside world. So even it is present, it is not relevant for us, so I turned it on. Okay, and then you can see here, S is for static, wherever you see, C is for constructors. So these are the static methods of the string class. And these are the constructors, means you can create the object of a string class like that. One more thing about a string class, this is a final class. So final keyword means you cannot make this class as a parent of any class. Just remember this, means you cannot extend this class into any class. And other things are like, these are overridden methods. I think you have not gone through the polymorphism, right? So we will not understand that part. So should be okay. Some of the methods are there, you just go to those methods name. Those methods you will be using in the future on the need basis. One is hash code method, equals ignore case method, is empty is there, intern is there, length is there, matches is there, replace and replace all is there, split method is there, to-char array method is there. Like these are the two uppercase and two lowercase also there. So these are the common methods which you will be using. One is stream also, that is very widely used. So remove like left side and right side spaces from the string. So that maybe you will be using. So you can see here, these are the couple of methods and those are present in the string class. One more thing about a string class, it is from since JDK 1.0. So it's a legacy things. Whatever it is present from 1.0, that is called legacy things. It is from the day one. Now I'm coming here again, your task example. So basically in Java, for object normally you will have to use new keyword, but for the string they have allowed it as a string literals. This is called string literals. It is not a primitive data type, but we call it string literals. It's allowed in Java. Normally you will see for object, class objects, what you have to do, class name, object name, then equal to new, and then parenthesis, class name, then parenthesis open and close. So the constructor call is there, but for a string it's allowed, so you can use it like that. It is called string literals. Which you will consider it as a normal variable, but actually it's an object. Okay, now I'm coming to this part. I created three variables here, item A, item B, item C, and the name whatever it was given there, I just put the same name over here. So for same price, I have created price A, price B, price C. Three variables I have created like this. And for quantity is like integer value. So for integer also, QA, QB, QC, I created 352. Any quantity I have like created like that. So 352 was there, so I put it like that. 20, 80, 150, it was there, so I put it like that. You can see here. So I created all the things. Then after implementation things is coming. So implementation is set 15% of discount. So you know, like when you have to convert something into percentage, so it means you have to divide that number by 100. So you divide 15 by 100, so it will become 0.15. And since it's a decimal value, so what I am doing here, I am converting it. Just a second. So I'm converting into the double value. So double value is like 0.15 it can hold, and double like service tax. So service tax, it is 0.02 because it is 2% only, right? So 2 divided by 100 is 0.02. So I put everything. Now calculation part. So first I'm calculating the bill here. You see here, price A into QA, and then I put into the parenthesis, then price B into QB, then price C into QC. So what it will do? It will do a calculation and it will roughly generate the bill here. So it will generate the bill. Then what I have to do? I have to subtract this and add this. So same thing I am doing here. Bill minus in parenthesis bill into discount this part will be subtracted and bill into service tax. This part will be added. So two part I am doing here in the calculation part, and then I'm printing the final amount. So final amount is calculated from here and it is printed over here. So this was just a normal simple logic which you have to apply for things. So in the coming days you can try with your own. So this is like initial programs. So I'm helping you out so that you understand, and there are so many examples on the internet. You can go and check, and you can try programming as well. So your programming skills, like very like necessary skills, mandatory skills, you can say. You should be having programming skills, because in the interview probably 90% chances are there the interviewer will give you some kind of program to write. Okay, so you should be familiar with the programming logics, and you have to be mentally prepared for those things, because like interviewer must be asking you, can you do some programming, because they wanted to test your coding skills, right? So in front of like the interviewer, you will be sharing that your desktop, something like that, and you will be doing some coding like that. You can see here. So now I'm executing this program and see the output what I'm getting here. So it is saying that final amount is 1131.0. So it is coming like that. Any doubt anyone has on this question? How to resolve this? So it's very simple. I can remove this part because this is auto generated to do comment. I removed it. You see here I am getting warning that these variables you have created but never used. So I can just do some kind of basic printing. Out. Final amount MOU anti amount for item A, item B, and item C. Variable name I can give like this, because this is something text, custom text message, and this is the name of variable. So after plus symbol you can just type this plus some space, then again plus. So plus is for concatenation, not for addition. So just think of this. So item A, item B, and then item C. See here, this is the message I am printing, and I can comment this part because now this is not needed. So this is the message, and the variable name is coming like this, you see here. So I put the variable name, and whatever the value it was present, it is printing like that. You can see item A name was item A, item B name was item B, and item C name was item. So total is something 1131. So this is the calculation part. Now it will look much better output. So output is like exceeding here, so you can use wrapping here. So wrapping you turn on. Something problem with the mouse or what? You can see here, now it is coming like this, the output, you can see. So this is one basic problem which we have already done. Now I will take the next one. Simple program. Write a program to calculate the area and perimeter of the triangle. So now you are familiar with the basic programming in Java. So they are expecting you to do some of the lab exercises. So lab exercises means you should be able to write some of the Java program. You can see here, write a program to calculate the area and perimeter of a rectangle. So rectangle has length and breadth, as you know. You go there, there is a rectangle problem already there. I will just try to show you that problem, and you try to understand what is happening here, then I will execute this. Close others. So this is something, write a program to calculate the area and perimeter of the perimeter. No, again it's perimeter. Yeah. An unknown word to this compiler, because there's a spelling check is also there, so that's why it is showing here. You can see here, I take the rectangle problem, class name is rectangle problem. You know how to design a class, so that is okay for you. So it should be public class, keyword should be there, and class name should be there. And then I'm creating length here, any value you can take, 30, width I have taken at 15. So now I'm calculating area. So you know, for rectangle area calculation, it's pretty simple, length into breadth. So that is the calculation formula for area. So I calculated. For perimeter, the formula is 2 into length plus breadth. So it should be in the bracket, otherwise 2 times length, 2 times breadth you can add. That is also possible. Perimeter is what? The sum of all the sides. So that is called perimeter. That's pretty simple. So 2 times length and 2 times breadth is. So 2 into L plus B. So now it is length plus breadth will be added, and then finally it will be multiplied by 2. So now here I am trying to print length of rectangle. The variable value, it will come from here. You see here, this is the text, means a string text. Then I am trying to print the value. So then plus symbol will come as concatenation. So this variable name will be replaced with the value while printing here. So that is okay. Breadth will be printed. Then area of rectangle in square meters. So I am considering that this is square meters. So should be okay. Now perimeter of the rectangle. So perimeter I have already calculated. So I am calculating and printing here in meters. So perimeter should be in meters, but the area should be in square meters. I can add here like this text, copy. That should be okay, because length will be in meters, breadth will be in meters, area will be in square meters, and perimeter will be in the meters only. So everything I have calculated, and you can check here how I have written. I can just do select all, Control Shift F. So in the Eclipse we have a selection and formatting, so that we are already doing. So what you can do, Control A, select, and you go to the source here, not source, refactor here. You can see, you will see should be here only, right? Formatting source, yeah, in the source only it is. You see here the format option is Control plus Shift plus A. So Control plus Shift plus F is the shortcut if you are using Eclipse. So it will do a formatting. You can see alignment and everything will be formatted. So now you can just run this program. So normally I am suggesting people to just right click and run, but if you are You can see this green button, you can use this as well. And in the run option, there is a run off. So you can this option. So there are multiple ways to run, and there is a shortcut of run. You can see a control plus F11. So if you don't want to go for mouse and all such things, you can just use control and F11. Like, let me try control and F11. You see here it executed. Length of rect. You can see the message which format I printed. It is coming like same way. 30 meters. Breadth of rect. It is 15 meters. Area of rectangle this much. Perimeter of rectangle this. So let me do the uniform way. Everywhere I will use same keywords. Run as Java application. You can see here. Now it is printing correctly. So if you change the value, it will be changed. Say that I put here 20 and I put here 10. Now if I run this program, I can see that the values are changed. Can see here? So this problem is also solved. You can see here. Write a program to calculate the area and perimeter of a rectangle. Now next question is that this we have already done that day only. After calculation lot of things. So write a program where you evaluate the result of arithmetic expressions using unary operators. So plus plus minus minus, those things we have already done. But if you want to just recap, you can go and check here. These things it is talking about. So I hope we already did that. So no need to repeat again. So coming back here, write a program to print the quotient and remainder of two numbers. So it's pretty simple. You have to use two operators. You come on the arithmetic part. This one is for like quotient and this one is for remainder. So you take two numbers. First time you use this one, it will give you quotient, and second time you will use this, it will give you remainder. So now I'm taking this. Quotient remainder is there or not? Not there. So let me resolve this program. Right click, new class. So when you have to create a new class, you can do anywhere. Just right click here and go to new and class. So once you create a class, you just check the paths are okay. It should be in the correct package. And now give the name of the class. So my class name is quotient remainder demo. And I'm taking as a public static void main. See, this time I want to use static variables. Although I can do it here, local variables, but I'm thinking to use it in a static way. Just pretty simple. It is a static method. So static things cannot be written inside this. This is the rule. So whatever you are making a static, it should be in the class level, not in the method level, right? So I'm making a static int a equal to 100. Static int b equal to 50. Or yeah, 50. I can put here 50. So what will be the benefit of making a static? I can use these variables directly in the class. And if it is a local class, so maybe I don't need the class name dot variable name, but for a standard practice, you should use it. In the local class, it is optional. You don't need to refer because compiler is already knowing which A you are asking about. Okay. Now coming to the questions here. Ace out. I'm putting a message over here. QUOTINT, quotient of two numbers. then concatenation, then come here and just A divided by B. You see here, you know BODMAS rule. If it is a plus A, B, so it won't impact because first it will do the division, then it will concatenate. So there is no issue for that. When I run this program, you can see here, I am getting the correct output 6. So 15 6 is 90, so that's why it is giving me correct output. But for a good practice, you can use a parenthesis. That is optional, parenthesis is optional, but you can use it if you want. So this is one thing. Second thing, I'm copying and pasting. I'm getting remainder. So you change the operators here, modulus operator. Run as Java application. You can see here 6 and 10 I'm getting. But you remember this, if it is static, you cannot make here static variables. You will get compilation error for sure, because it's not allowed here. You can see I'm getting a compilation error, so don't do this kind of things. It says that remove invalid modifiers, cannot do that, right? So the static things always at class level. Now, what was I was thinking? What questions? Write a program to print the quotient. Yeah, one thing I can add up here, because what value you are operating, that it is not coming in the output, right? So I will give the first number is this and second number is this, or given number like that. Plus A plus some space and comma I can give, and then plus B. Just run this program. So now anyone will see, and then you will understand, oh, you took the two numbers 115 and you did something like that. So you can make your programming well elegant like in this way. So that is also done. So this questions. So we have couple of lab exercises that is already done. Now I'm coming to the next topic, which is building blocks in Java. So building blocks in Java says that we have to learn variables, methods, constructor, blocks. So I will come one by one. And the syntax of class is just class is the keyword, it will the must keyword, then the class name will be there, and modifiers means it should be a public, it should be default, protected, and private not allowed for class. So basically I'll tell you what it's talking about. So I'm coming to a class, new class, modifiers demo. You can see here, just ignore the programming part, I am showing you something here. You see a public, there are 4 modifiers. Let me comment and show you. One is public, one is protected, one is default, and fourth is private. So this is like highest level of security, and this is lowest level of security. It means if you put something public, so it is allowed in for the project. Outside of the project not allowed, but inside of the project anyone can access it, no worries. So if it is something protected, so it means you are allowing it inside the package, no problem. Means this is one package, this is second package, right? So inside the package, no problem. But if you try to access something protected outside, so what you have to do, you have to create a parent-child relationship. Means inheritance will be coming to the picture. And then in the child classes, you can use the protected member of the parent class. So this is just a concept. I will give you a demo when I will come on the modifiers part. The default is something, it is inside the package. Means inside the package it's allowed. Outside of the package, if you try to access, it will not allow. And private is something inside the class allowed, outside of the class not allowed. So based on the need, you can design. So normally it is given the guidance from the Java people or who has designed Java. It's saying that in the class, whatever you are defining, the data should be private and the method should be public. You follow this rule, and once you create the object anywhere in the project, so people will always see the methods. They won't be seeing the data. So that is the golden rule, and basically it is the guidelines in the encapsulation. So once you go through those topics, so you will understand it better. But for high level things, you can just come to know there are 4 access modifiers in Java, and these are all 4 access modifiers. So what I want to say that for class, if you're talking about class, so public is allowed, default is allowed, protected and private is not allowed. So if I remove, I give nothing, so it will become default. Okay, so whatever it is default means you won't see it. Anything which is not having any access modifier, that will become the default access modifier. If you put a private here, you see here it's not allowed actually. You are getting compilation error. Remove invalid modifiers. It will say like that. For class, private is not allowed. If you put a protected, this is also not allowed. Remove invalid modifiers. So it's saying that not allowed. But you put a public, or either you don't put anything. Both condition allowed. You see here. So public and default allowed for class, but other things not allowed. So I was talking about modifiers, class, then class name. This is the syntax of the class, and then curly bracket will be started, curly bracket will be closed, and inside that you can write the codes, whatever you want. So same thing it is given here, that if you have a class, you can write like this. So you are familiar with like instance variable, static variable, local variable things. So same thing it is trying to do here. Class is basically, if you want the definition of class, so class is basically a user defined data type. It means you can say in one line custom data type. Custom data type means some data types Java people have already given, that is worldwide available for everyone, right? And some I will design, some you will design, something like that. So those are like called custom data type. So you can put primitive data type, object data type in a class, and then you can design your own custom data type. Suppose that you have employee, you have address again have other fields. So you can have a separate address class, you can have the employee class. So inside employee class, so a lot of things, complexity will be coming to the picture. So those things I will discuss when I will come to that part. So it's just a high level thing that how to design a class that you are doing from the day one. So should be okay. That write a class, so you can design it. Now I'm coming to the next topic. What are the objects? You know, creation of objects or instantiation, those terms you already know, right? So I'm coming to the new package. Right click, new package. Say that com dot object creation demo. I gave the package name like that. and then I clicked on finish. You see here, it is coming like this. So basically, two folders will be created. One folder name will be com and second folder name will be object creation demo. You already know that. And now I'm going for a class. In this class, I creating the name of the class like object creation demo. I give name like this. So you know Java is highly case sensitive language. So this concept is called camel casing. See, if you have to concatenate the word, so you just put the first letter capital of the next word and then you can use it. So this concept is called camel casing. If someone is referring to camel casing, so it means you understand they are talking about these things. Now I'm going to create main method inside that, and then you see here this concept superclass. So java.lang.object. Basically, by default, any class you create, that class will have the parent class as object. This is a rule set by Java people. So they are taking the example of real world, means without a parent, no one can born. So everyone who is born must have a parent. So you see here, I am going to first design a class, then I will create the object for that. So what I am trying to do, like consider I have a string emp name like blank I put, then or a student name should be okay, let it be, because we are not a student, so employee name should be okay. String emp number, I don't know what is the number as of now. And this is S should be capital, so that's why it is showing compilation error. Let me fix that. And then I am taking string string department. Then as of now I am not knowing the department, so I will put equal to blank. Basically I am just creating a design pattern I'm like creating here, and those design I will use for object creation. Okay, and those fields will be there, but values I will initialize later for a particular object. So now you see here I have 3 fields, that should be okay. And what I will do, I will just right click here, and then I will go to the source, and then I will generate getters and setters. So I will do a select all, and then I will click on OK. So I did that, everything is automatically done, and you can see here the getters are just returning the value and the setters are setting the value. By default this is the design, you can use it. Now we have a main method. Inside that, what I need to do, I need to show you demo for creation of object, like 2 objects I can create and I can show you. So inside the main method, the name of the class is this one. So you take this class name. You know, if you want to use the class members, like instance member you can say, so you have to first create the instance, then only you will be able to use this field. So I'm coming here, or emp1 equal to new this, and constructor I will calling it. And second, again I will do copy and paste, this is employee 2. So you can see here I created 2 objects, but initial value of those fields are blank 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 blank. if I want to access now for both of the objects, it will come as a blank. So let me show you. South EMP, just put here and then put a dot. You can see here, and now you can ask here how this is coming. Even it is private, it will show you. Why? Because you are in the same class. So in the same class, private members also accessible, no problem. But outside of the class, there are rules are that private is inside the class only allowed, outside the class not allowed. But you don't use that. Like, just put this and focus on the getters method. So I'm taking like get employee name first, and for second also I will do and then again I will create emp1 dot get emp number. Then I will copy for emp2 also. I will have the same structure because design already I created like object creation demo, something like that. And then when their design is completed, so whatever the new objects will be created, all the objects will be having common members, employee name, employee number, and in department it will have by default these values. So I'm just trying to access it. Now third thing, again I will copy this, I will remove this part, just put a dot get department, and again I will copy this for employee 2, it will be the same. So you see here I have created two objects. For two objects I have all the fields accessible here, but if I run I will get the output something, nothing, because the field values are blank. You see here, if this message is printing, it means program is successfully executed. So it is executing here, but up to here it is coming blank, blank, blank. So why blank? Because earlier value I have not set anything. So now my role is to use setter method and change the value, then you try to access it. So let me do that way. This process is basically called object creation. Object creation we have already done, and we have like some of the members on the class, and you try to access inside that main method. So you can first create the object, and then via object the method name you can call and change the value. So first for emp I am setting here emp1 dot set employee number. So it's a string format. You can go there, you check here, set employee number. So you have to pass the string type data. You just understand this. It says that it should be string type data. So don't pass any integer. If it is a string type, I'm just putting E001. So now I have this data. I will copy this. I will paste it. For E2, EMP2, I will have like E002. So this part also done. Now I will take again for EMP1 dot set name, like I am taking computer, and for EMP2 also I will change something. First I will change here, this is for EMP2, and the name should be monitor. Then again I will take EMP set department, software, copy, paste. This is for EMP2. Because object already I have created here, so I am doing here. This is hardware. Okay, now I have everything ready and I want to print again this value. After setting, if I want to print, so how I will print that? So let me remove this part from here. I put it in the end, and before printing the next thing, I put a separation here, S out. And let me run this program. You see here, with the help of getter setters, I have designed class and objects. So objects are something, instance of the class, containers with the state and behavior, actors of the application, models, real world entities. In Java, an object is created using keywords new. And examples: employee, product, animal, anything you can create. So I taken the example of employee, something like that. Not exactly, but yeah, I put the object creation demo, but you can use like that, up to you. Employee name you can give. So I'm just right clicking and executing it. So you see here, design part completed, implementation part inside the main method also completed. Now execution part. So there are three things in Java, just focus. One is design thing, one is like implementation. Design is like class level, you design whatever you want. Implementation in the main method, and third phase is execution. So execution you have to do. As any program if you have written, you must have to execute as well. You try to develop the code, compile the code and execute the code. So basically see here, the focus was how to create one object of the class. So first you need to learn how to design the class. You should have the concept that where to put what. So you see here, I have put this data member, and basically if it is a data member, so for good practice you can put this keyword, that is private. Private space, something like that. It is always suggested to make your data member as private, that not to show outside the class. And other getters and setters we already completed, and if you don't want to write getters and setters, so you can write your custom methods as well. So that part is coming just after this class or only. When we will interact, we will see here we have methods. You can see here variables, you know how to create all the variables. So in not only primitive, you can use like any kind of data type, it's up to you. Now you see here, this was the object data type, and you can create the object data type variable. So this is something like custom data type we call it. Means you just provide the name of the class and the object name, and you can create it via new keyword. So this is the beauty of Java programming, like whatever the Java people have developed, if you are having the expert level into that one, so you can also try to write those line of codes too. Now coming to the methods. So variables, methods means what a class can contain. First you have to know a class in Java can contain variables, methods, constructors and blocks. So constructor and blocks, we will see it tomorrow, I believe, because that is a long topic. Getters method, setters method you have already seen. So I will try to resolve the same problem with the help of like our getters and setters, not system generated. Means now I want to learn how I will write my own getter and setters. So let me copy this, and I'm pasting here and giving the name custom methods. demo. So what does it mean, custom methods demo? It means I will not put any getters and setters. First thing is that. Second thing is that this part also I removed. And let me comment this part. Main program is totally as of now commented. I don't want that main program should be here. So now this is just a class, and someone said that, oh, I want my own methods to be written. So let me put two fields only, should be okay. Means two is okay because just a demo, right? So how you will write your own custom methods? So first is like I want to set the value, I want to read the value. So how I'm going to do that? Simple, just learn the syntax and use, everything will be okay. So public methods always should be public, just remember. And then return type. So if you are writing getter methods, so just take the data type. So for employee name, I have the data type as string. Then the method name, like I can give read emp name like this. This is my custom method, so I can give any name, so there is no restriction. You can see here, this is the method name, this is called the return type, and this is called the access modifier. So access modifier is to put some kind of restriction. So I'm setting it up free. Free means you can use it anywhere in the project, there is no restriction. So this is the name of the method, but you remember the getters method have a data to read. So first I will type here return, and what to return? For employee name, I want to return this value. You see here. So here I would like to add one thing. See, it is a class member, right? EMP name. So instead of writing this, if you write like this, so this is no difference. It's the same thing. It means I'm just telling compiler this .emp name, I'm referring it. But here, since it is not necessary, it is only having one, so it is optional. When you write or don't write, it doesn't matter. But if you write this dot, it means you're just trying to tell compiler that this is related to current class. Okay, this is a keyword in Java which refers the current class. So I'm saying that in the current class, refer this variable. So that is called this dot. Otherwise it is not needed. If you have like no confusions kind of thing, so that is in case it is not needed. Now since I have written for this one, so I will again go and change for emp number. And in Java, two methods can have same name if the return type is different. Sorry, return type I'm saying parameters are different. You see here, both having same, so it's not allowed. So you have to change the name for this. So just I will copy this and put it there. So you see here my getters completed, right? So now I want to use setters as well. So how to do that setters? So setters writing is a bit complex. Just try to learn. Public. For setters, we have no return statements, no return type normally. You just accept the value and write the value. So that's it. So here you can put a void. Void means no return type. You see here, earlier I was using a string because of this. But here I will use void. Why string? So you can say because of this, because the data type need to be matched. So void means it will return nothing. And the method name, so method name I will use, earlier I used read, so read and write, that is combination, right? So I will use this as a method name, then parenthesis open and close, then curly bracket open and close. And you see here I'm expecting it will take some value and it will write some value. So I'm taking this employee number, but since it can create some confusion, so that's why I'm writing like this. And here, just you can copy this same thing, and here you can write like this. Now I will explain you something. See here, this is the local variable and this is the global variable. So in the same method, means once you came inside this, it will have the two copies of EMP name. One is local copy, one is global copy. So that will create ambiguity, means some kind of confusion. To avoid that confusions, it is asking you that make a difference with that. So this is something local one, means whatever it is coming here, that is considered one, and this is the global one. But what if it is, say that, just name? So now there is no confusion, you can see. So you can just write like this. Then in that case, this is not needed. Why? Because now we have everything separate. The local variable name is different and global variable name is different. But if you see here the pattern, what they are following, the name they are keeping here is the same and the global one is same. So that's why it is a confusion. So in the case of confusion, you have to make some differences, right? So that's why it is saying this dot name. It means you refer this to this one, current class EMP name, and this is local one. And if you have a different name, so there is no problem. Means this name is different, this variable name is different, then you don't need to put this. Otherwise people always have confusion, why we are using this, why we are using this. So this is the reason we are using this, because, and people are always confused, why we are having the same name for both of the variables. It's not mandatory, it's optional. It's up to you how you are, how you want to design. So that's cool, means you can have like this. So that is also okay. Now I'm copying this and I'm pasting again. And here I have EMP number. This is also string type, so I am writing here EMP. Instead of number, I put here num. So now my variable name is this one here, and this one is, should be like this. And here also I need to change, because in Java you cannot have two methods same name. You can see here almost my design part is completed. The methods writing part, how to write getters and setters. So it's up to you. And once you are done, so this is one operation method. For one thing I have written one method, but for it's not necessary that for one thing you can write one method. That's one, you can write just one method and display everything. So I will put a display method as well. Public void display all. You see here, and since it's a void display, so it means I want to put everything here only. So one is EMP number, you can use here this dot, but that is optional. It's not necessary because there is no confusion kind of thing. Inside this block, this is the only one and only one. So there is no confusion. And second thing, I copy here and I paste it here. This is employee name. So now you see here design part is completed, and I will have a custom class which will be having main method, the implementation of this method. So let me go there, new class, custom method impl. So I will have here main method finish, and in this class at class level I won't have anything. I will, let me close this. Now I will separate this as a two things. Now you can see it's very easy to implement by seeing over here. So I have the class name as custom method demo. I will create one object of this, obj equal to new this, and parenthesis open and close. So this is the basic syntax of creation of class in Java. So I am following this. So now I'm coming to the next line. One is like design part. Design part is completed. Now implementation part is coming. So for obj, I am just copying here obj, then putting a dot. So first I want to set the value. You know already, like it's blank. So second time I'm not going to write like again calling of all the getters here. I'm just first setting the value, then I will call the getters. Or I can do one thing. First I will use display all. So by default it will display all the values. So by default it is a blank one, right? Now I will use obj dot write employee number, and I'm passing here E1001. Then obj dot wr employee name. So I'm putting here world. And then after, if you want to use getters methods, you can use like that. So getters method having return type, you can see a read method having return type. So I can use system.out.println. Everything will be called via obj. Obj, just put a dot and see which one you have to call. So this is number one. So I will call this method. So this method having a return type of a string. So it will print the value, whatever the value it is present here. As first time initializing the value, then I'm calling the value, you will get the value over here. Now second time I need to print the name. Employee name is so I know read is a common thing. So up to here I will put and just put a control space bar. You see here read employee name. So it will come like this. So this is some tricks you will get through when you will do real programming. So I have got employee name and employee number for a particular object, right? So this is done. Implementation part and like execution part is rest. So right click, run as Java application. You can see here first it was blank, because of display method it is printing. So display method is printing a blank. But here I have a getter method. So getter methods printing one by one. But if I use here display again, so I have written a custom method display all. So if I don't want to use these two lines, so instead of that I can use display all. You can see here I commented it out, and then again I am using display all. So display all will display the current value. You can see here. Oh, again I have not modified the value. Read name number. This display method is having some issue. Let me go to the display method. EMP name I have given, EMP number I have not given. So instead of number it should print number, instead of name it should print name. So now it is okay. I go there. Now execute this program. So now it is printing the correct value. Initial value was blank. You can see here. I call display method, so it was blank. Then I use a write method to change the value. So it changed the value, but how to read the value? Then again I call display method. So it printed like that. So I have designed display method. So instead of writing two lines, I can write just call the display method. But this is also there. It's up to you how you want to use it. So getters we already have, and getters method I have designed in such a way that it will just return the value. So that's why I have calling these values in the system.out.println, and that's why it is able to print like that. You can see here. So now if I run this program and you see the output and just analyze. First it was showing with the display on blank, and then it is showing you the updated value with the help of getters methods. So here I am using getters method. You can see here obj dot read employee number, employee name. It is printing. But again I am calling the display all. So display all also I have designed like this. So it is printing like this. Okay. So it's up to you how you want to design. So I showed you couple of things like getters. Without getters also you can write your own custom methods which can have like everything what you want in a single method called. So it's up to you how you want. So we have completed variables and methods in Java, and then we will proceed further with the constructors, blocks kind of things in the next classes. So you have any doubt you can just ask me. For today's session we did this much up to this much. So if you have doubt you can just discuss whatever we discussed today. Anyone has any doubts? Hello? Anyone, any doubt? I'm asking again and again. Anyone, any doubt?
No, Raj.
Then good. You try this, whatever I have taught today. You see the recording is also available. Download the recording. You just go through the recording once more. And whenever you have doubt, you can ask me, or you just try to do the same exercises with you. So whatever I have taught in 1 hour, I think it will take 4 or 5 hours for you to complete the concept of those things. I know that. Okay. Then thanks all for joining today's session. We will meet up tomorrow same time. Okay.
Thank you.
Recording will be available and code will be also available. I will share the code link and everything. Okay. Okay. Thank you.